Yes, I'm going to do a ranking the Beatles albums without even showing the covers. Let's see what happens with this one. My T-Rex was about the only video I've ever made that's done anything. I got over 1,000 clicks on T-Rex, and I didn't even have the whole um, albums. I forgot to put ones in, and it's still got 1,000 clicks. What a joke! Okay, Ultra Low Res Productions presents the Beatles albums, the ones I can remember or even care about, ranked year by year. Okay, please, please me. When you can, I'm ranking these when when they are ranked up against any opposition that they might have at the time. Please, please me. The opposition was zilch. There was nothing. The Ventures, the Shadows, you know. So please, please me gets 9 out of 10 because even though it was mainly covers, even now, I've actually played it recently, and I thought, wow, the exuberance on this, it's actually got a real charm about it now. In retrospect, it was sort of looked down upon for many, many years as, oh my God, don't just forget it ever existed. But actually, it's probably the first and last time the Beatles actually sounded happy and were having fun. Let's move on to With the Beatles. Great album cover, except in Australia, which had a completely different cover, and it was ghastly. Um, I used to love torturing the schoolgirls up at the newsagents. I'd go up there and go in and move the Beatles monthlies around, tear pages out, you know, or put Rolling Stones monthly in there, and they'd be all. Yeah, I was a Stones fan, not a Beatles fan. I mean, I should have said, well, Please Please Me is up against the first Rolling Stones album. That wouldn't be right because Please Please Me actually came out earlier. So if that had been the case, well, I would have given it a lot less than 9 out of 10, that's for sure. With the Beatles, um, it's got one of my all-time favourite Beatles songs on it, Not a Second Time. There's a massive leap forward in songwriting skill. Um, well, not massive, but a change in a direction, sort of. I mean, Please Please Me is a great track, full-on high energy track. But Not a Second Time was moving them towards those wonderful ballads, especially the ones of John. I'm not a Paul McCartney fan, I'll tell you right here and right now. Um, yeah, so yep, a big improvement over Please Please Me in every way. Great cover. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of With the Beatles. Yeah, I'd give that a 9 out of 10. What was the next one? A Hard Day's Night. Well, what can you say? 10 out of 10. Let's move on to the next one. Well, 10 out of 10 because it was associated. They put out a movie which was quite decent film, compared with the Cliff Richard garbage, Espresso Bongo and that. So, I mean, the combination of the film, the cover, great cover, classic cover. I'm talking British UK originals here. Forget your bloody Capitol Yank things. And Australia just copied along with the UK, except they had two. They well, I've already said that With the Beatles was an Australian abomination of a cover. Awful, really terrible, just ruined everything. But anyway, let's getting off track. Moving on now, the first Beatle record I ever had or owned was given to me by my late favourite cousin, Frank Thornhill. He was in the Australian Air Force at the time, over in Butterworth in Malaysia, and he came home on leave and for Christmas to visit us, and he brought me the Beatles EP with 8 days a week, no reply, and I'm a loser, and their pretty pointless cover of Buddy Holly's track, whatever it was. Can't remember now what it was. And that album is called Beatles for Sale. I love the UK cover, or the general world. Beautiful cover where they all look tired and haggard, but still look really sort of handsome or something. Robert Freeman, namesake, nice shot. Dreadful, rubbish album. I give it 3 out of 10. Great cover, and with 2 really great tracks, John Lennon's No Reply and I'm a Loser. And there's a track on there that I really like too. Well, maybe yeah, there isn't a. So I think there's 3 good tracks, and 8 days a week's just one of those. Yeah, it's all right. No, 3 out of 10. Definitely their worst album. Moving on to Help. Yeah, I really like that album. It's ruined by having Yesterday on it, which totally is just, oh God, who'd ever want to hear that again? And it's a couple of rubbish Ringo track, and that god awful Dizzy Miss Lizzie, a pile of shit. And you can't polish a turd. They certainly couldn't polish that turd. So Help, if you took those 3 tracks off it, I'd give it 9 out of 10, but it's got those 3 tracks on it. So it gets a 7 out of 10. Moving on to Rubber Soul, my favourite album cover by the Beatles. Another Robert Freeman shot. Beautiful cover. They actually look like men instead of puppets on that one because of the distortion of the faces. They actually look like real men, instead of sort of, I don't know what the hell you'd call them, moppets or something. Pudgy ones at that stage. I like John Lennon when he was pudgy because his vocals on Girl, there was a sort of a bit of a beefiness to it, well, pudding, whatever the word, but there was something about it. But when he got all skinny and put those horrible Heinrich Himmler glasses on, and his voice sort of changed that. The record that I cannot stomach, whatever gets you through the night, his high pitched and Elton John's high pitched voice is, oh Christ, what a nightmare, what a freaking nightmare. But getting off track. Yeah, so I love Rubber Soul, but the Paul McCartney songs sort of drag it down. Michelle's just a 3rd rate Yesterday, but at least it's better because at least it gets out of the way quicker. Sounds like it's bopping along there, but it's meaningless drivel. Drive My Car. A lot of those Paul McCartney tracks on that album are absolute shit. Drive My Car. Who cares? Beep, beep. Yeah. So fucking what? What goes on in my Ringo? Oh my God. Now, if you'd taken the Ringo track off and just left all John songs, I'd give it 9 out of 10. But because it's a 5 out of 10 job, sorry. Great cover. Okay, 6 out of 10. Revolver. I would have given this a 9 out of 10, but it's got Yellow Submarine on it. It's my favourite Beatles album because it still sounds like the Beatles as a unit, but more grown up, sort of a bit drugged out, but not too drugged out. Okay, hang on, I've got to change my mind. What did I just say? Did I say I'd give it a 9 out of 10? Look, Tomorrow Never Knows, man, that's the invention of psychedelic. I don't know. Let's not get that bullshit. That's a freaking masterpiece, right? I've got both the mono and the stereo versions of Revolver because the mixes are so different. The guitar parts come in and out at different times, so on and so forth. They're both essential. It's the penultimate Beatles album, I mean, like all Beatles albums, there are lots of padding on them, but they're so good at making, a silk sow's ear look like a silk purse. You don't really notice it until years later. You go, what the hell was Drive My Car all about? Beep, beep, yeah. So, yes, it's got Yellow Submarine, which is a fucking abomination, of course. but it's got Tomorrow Never Knows. So one balances the other. Revolver, 10 out of 10. Moving on to Sergeant Pepper, nothing not more to say. 10 out of 10. The White Album, it's really 4 Beatles solo albums all sort of thrown together under the guise of the Beatles. So I don't know, 7 out of 10. Notice how quickly I'm moving now because the Beatles are totally irrelevant after Sergeant Pepper. Um, Yellow Submarine album, I actually really always wondered why they never released Hey Bulldog as a single. I'll never get it. It would have been a top 10 for sure. I do like Hey Bulldog and It's All Too Much by George Harrison, but it's got garbage, like it's only a northern song. And yeah, Yellow Submarine album, 1 out of 10. Um, Christ, what comes after that? The White Album, Yellow Submarine. I probably missed one. Fuck, what was the next one? The White Album. What came after that? Abbey Road, is it? I had a really wonderful, I gave it to my nephew. I've got it on tape. It sounds extraordinary. I've got one of those audiophile versions from the 70s, only on tape now, but it sounds great. But to me, like I started out with, the only way I can finish this, because I've got to hurry up, is the way I started with rating Please Please Me against whatever was opposition to it or what was around at the time. Now, Abbey Road was up against Jimi Hendrix, Cream, King Crimson. The list goes on and on and on. There was so much good stuff in 1969 that Abbey Road was just a joke. It was just totally, I give Abbey Road 3 out of 10. Like there's an almost decent track on there called She's So Heavy. It starts out like, oh wow, they're almost doing a Led Zeppelin there, heavy crunching chords. And then in the middle, they got this jokey calypso sort of, clueless bastards. 3 out of 10. They're lucky to get that. And what's that last one? Let It Be. Let's let this fucking Beatles bullshit be. 0 out of 10. End of video. Bye for now.